everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today, this was my bag of the day, and so I know I just recently talked about this bag, which is the Reversible Tote in Make Me Blush. So I'm not really going to talk about the literal bag of the day today. I will just quickly maybe empty it out so people get an idea of what I can fit in there. And I thought it's nice to see it filled with stuff, but I really wanted to talk about some washing experiences I've had with the chain bag, because I thought it might be information people might find useful if they do have a chain bag or are interested in the chain bag, because you can find them very easily on eBay and Poshmark. So before I get to that though, this is the Reversible Tote, my favorite bag style. And then tomorrow I am going to do something. Oh, hello. Oh my goodness, sorry that she's bumping the table. Tomorrow I am going to do a review of something current. I know I've been doing a lot of vintage, but I actually do get some current stuff that I am excited to talk about too. So that'll be tomorrow. Hopefully I have time. Anyway, so you can just get an idea of how it looks on, but it's a very comfortable bag. It just fits nicely on the body. Very pretty, makes use of the coordinating trim and the two different types of quilting stitching, the channel stitching up here on the top, closure and border, and then the regular diamond quilting on the bottom. So you can see I've got crammed full. I always bring this when I go to the grocery store because it's always so super air conditioned in there and I just freeze. So that was stuffed in there. But beyond that, you can still get a lot in there. My charger cord and my iPad mini. There you go. And the all-in-one crossbody that I'm using as a wallet right now. This is Splash Dot of the light knot fabric. And my phone and iPod. So you can see the bulk of that was really just my sweatshirt. And you can see that pretty lining in there that I love. So that was that. Just real quick. But I have a number of videos on the Reversible Tote going back a while now. So you can I go over the details and talk about it in depth more. And I talk about this pattern in particular in my most recent Reversible Tote video. So you can find those videos. I made a playlist for Reversible Tote, so they're all sort of ganged up together in one playlist for people who might be interested in just this style. I don't know where to put this. Running out of room. Okay, so the chain bag. Get this one out. This one is Floral Nightingale. I did write down all these pattern names. I have. This is a full complement of my chain bag collection because I wanted to show the difference and how they look after you wash them and how washing them can really help the shape of the bag. And so I have a few here that I haven't washed yet and two that I have. One is fully washed, that's this one, and the other one is I just washed it yesterday, but it's still in the process sort of, and I wanted to show that as well because people might find it useful. So this pattern, which is Floral Nightingale, was winter 2011. And I've said in a number of videos that I just really like the patterns of birds. I'm a bird person, and you can see the birds here. They're different, they're similarly rendered. Of course, everything looks very hand done, but they are different colors. Like the heads are different colors. So I thought that's nice. And what's also sweet about this pattern, I think, is the insects on it. It does have insects on it. They're sort of dragonfly-like, and I count 5 different insect designs, so that's kind of neat too. Got a small one here. Another one over here. Different, you know. Over here is the bigger one. And on the other side, yeah. The other side is, oops, this one down there. That's the 4th style. On the bottom. You never get my orientation right. Here we go. There, that's the 5th one that I count. So I think that's probably all of them. And what's nice about the chain bag also is that it makes use of a coordinating trim on the side. And I do have 1 or 2 other videos where I talk about the chain bag more and the features more in depth. So I won't do that here. I wanted to talk more about the washing process. So this bag, there's the strap with the chain that, you know, gives it its name. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the tag. Here we go. So this bag, the washing instructions are on here. Right. Spot clean with damp cloth. So, sorry, I was just reading it. There was another line there. I just wanted to make sure I had all the instructions. So, when I would get them, first of all, when I was searching for them on eBay or wherever, I was making sure they were in excellent condition. Most of the ones I bought have been new with tags or new without tags. Of course, if it's a new without tag, you know, I mean, how can you prove it's really new? But at least they're in good condition. You know, they're in very good condition because I felt like, well, I know I'm not going to be able to, you know, throw this in the washing machine. And then I was I did one of my other YouTube videos on the bag, and one of my viewers, who's very nice, very engaged, always leaving nice comments, she commented that she had a chain bag and forgetting that it was spot clean only one time, she threw it in the washing machine and it went through fine. And so that kind of got my mind going, the wheels going, you know, I should maybe give it a shot. Maybe take a risk with one of these bags, maybe one that wasn't quite so expensive. I'm not spending a lot of money, amount of money on these bags. But anyway, so thank you, Miss Annette, for that, telling me that, because it really changed, for me, what I can do with these bags and how I can reshape them, because what's happening, I find when I get these bags, you know, people don't have a lot of storage space, or stuff is coming, if it's new and hasn't been used, they've just thrown it in their closet somewhere or whatever. And it comes probably when it was shipped. I mean, this is a retired style now, but when it was shipped originally, it probably came flat like that. And so a lot of these bags when they come to you, when you buy them, they have this pronounced crease here that is really set. And so I had been trying to combat that with not such great success, because I wasn't throwing them in the washing machine. And once I threw them in the washing machine, then I could reshape them with what I tend to do with other bags, which is roll up towels or socks or sweatshirts or whatever in plastic bags and put them, you know, stuff them in the wet bag. And then and I let it dry that way, and it can take days, but it's worth it. So this bag has been reshaped like that, and you can see, try to get my camera down a little bit so you can really see it, probably out of the shot, but that doesn't matter. So this bag, let's get this chain thing out of the way for now. This bag, I'll just get the handles out of the way too, is really staying nice here. This has been through the wash of what I do. I wash it in cold on the delicate cycle with an all pod, all brand. That's what I use, and about what ends up being about a half a cup of distilled white vinegar, and then Don't put in the dryer, obviously. So you can see even here, it's keeping a nice shape. It's not collapsing in this way, which was also sometimes happening. And I should mention that you can wash these handles, but I'll come back to that. So what was happening if I don't do that, they were all kind of looking like this in my closet. They would sit like this. When I would take them out to use them, they were like this. And it's a little frustrating. It doesn't look good. And so what I had been doing then, is it this one? No. I should mention this is Symphony and Hue, this pattern, but I did do a more recent video where I featured this bag. But Symphony and Hue is winter 2009. So what I had been doing, it's a little noisy, sorry. This is Tea Garden, which was 2011, winter 2011. Peaches, please. Okay. And so when I had been storing the bag, I know, hi. Okay. When I had been storing the bags, I had been stuffing them like you can see here, just with random small Vera items to help the bag keep its shape. And that's what happens here. You know, it's pretty well keeping its shape, but this one has not been washed yet. So, and again, this is Ellie Blue, spring 2012. Again, you can see it falling in on itself there, right? It's just not, it's not looking good, as crisp and as full. So, what I found after I washed them, and this is Camillia, spring 2012. Thank you for all that trouble. This pattern, I just wanted to say before I go into the washing, when I saw this one, I didn't realize the chain bag came in this pattern, and when I had been looking at chain bags, I would always see the same handful of patterns and that were coming up, and it was very limited. And so I thought, okay, well, these are the patterns that they come in, that the bag saw comes in. And, you know, that's it. You're kind of limited. But when I saw this, I was very surprised. I mean, one had never popped up in this pattern before. This was on Poshmark. All the others I got on eBay. This one I got on Poshmark. This was not the first listing in this pattern of this style that I saw. At the same time, I saw another one, which was much more expensive. I think the seller was selling it with a small coin purse as well, but her price was very high. And she didn't include good, thorough photos, and that to me is always a sort of a red flag if a seller doesn't include a lot of photos, really kind of explicit photos. So I went with this one because the pattern placement, it was also much better than the other bag in the same pattern. This one had more full flowers on both sides. It's really a lovely pattern. The other bag had more flowers that seemed cut off. And it's nice. It's a subtle pattern. I talked about this pattern in a video I did about patterns that I think function well as neutrals, and this was one of them. You can see the subtle sort of beige tones in the centers of the flowers along with the gray and the black, but there's like this subtle beige tint giving the flowers some shape. There's some form, so they're not so flat looking. Oh, these leaves are so lovely, and also the trim, the coordinating trim. Sorry, I'm going to turn the TV down. I don't know if it's picking up the TV. I realize it's very loud. It's alien. I said in another video I'm a sci-fi nut, so whenever Alien is on, I just put it on in the background. The other bag that I have this print in makes use of coordinating trim that has leaves on it, which is really gorgeous. Here you just have these, I mean, these are leaves, but they're tinier and set up in this sort of circular formation. Um, the trim on the other bag I have is these bigger leaves like this, just in a row. But anyway, so when I got this bag, and I knew this from the photos, one of these top lips, these top edges, was very buckled. And I still went ahead buying it because the rest of the bag was in good shape, seemed to be in good shape, and the price was good. I think it was, I don't know, but I think it was under 20. I mean, I'm not under 30, but then there's some tax and shipping added on Poshmark. But so I decided to just take a chance and see if I could do something with that somehow. So, because of Miss Annette's story, being able to, having thrown this in the washer and having it come through fine, I did put this in the washer. I did it more than once, so this is the second time because I did want to get the whites. There was a little discoloration on some of the white areas, especially on the straps, which I have removed and washed as well. And I wanted to get the straps real clean. They're a little puckered. The fabric on these straps is a little puckered, which has not happened on any of the other chain bags that I have, so I'm not sure, exactly what caused that. But it just seemed, I really wanted to scrub scrub these straps real well because I felt like, well, grime could get in those puckers, maybe sitting sort of lodged in there, give me the willies a little bit. I don't know if I could sort of stretch it out, train those puckers to sort of stretch out, but I don't know if it's worth it. So those attach, as you can see, the handles attached to the bags with these loops, and these loops are removable, which I talked about in my first chain bag video, but they are removable, which I just love this feature. Anytime they use this loop on any bag, I just am in love with it for some reason. I just like the flexibility, and I just think it's neat. So I removed all those, and I removed the straps, threw the straps and the bag in the washing machine, and then when it came out, I filled it up. This is dry now, so I thought I would remove what I have in there so people can see. So, but before I remove it, so I stuffed the bag when it was wet, and that edge, that top edge that was buckled, I took like 3 large binder clips, those black binder clips that everyone has in their offices everywhere. And I lined them up, and I just put, I don't even remember which edge it was now. That's how well it seems to have worked. It might have been this edge. Like here and here, those slight dents were really pronounced. What also probably would have worked nicely would be one of those very large clips that you find in the grocery store to close potato chip bags. But I didn't think about that until after I'd already done the binder clip thing. But I might, if I had to do this again, I might try to find that, because that's not one nice, big, solid piece of plastic, whereas I had to line up the binder clips, and there's always a little break, where the binder clips end. It's not quite perfectly straight anymore. So I let it dry like that with those binder clips on there, and it's dried, so I had taken them off. I guess I should have left them on. But actually, I should note that I did that on the first washing. I didn't do that on the second washing. I did it on the first washing of this bag, and I expected to have to do it again on the second washing, and I did. I forgot about that. I didn't have to. It held. That retraining that I had done with the binder clips the first time around took, and it went through the washing machine, and it didn't get re-buckled again, which I was surprised about. So I thought that was neat. Sorry, I'm on the floor here. This is where the light was good and I needed this table. There's so many bags. A gang of bags. Okay, so in earrings, I have towels. So I'll just pull them out. I start on the bottom. You'll see I have the bigger towels. And then I put these smaller towels on top when I need to sort of fill smaller spaces and sort of almost like customize, you're trying to squeeze little dents here and there out. So you see as you go, what you need. So this is one of the bigger towels. And so I had it, just sort of folded like that. There's one more, I think. Yeah, there's just one more like that. And I find that I do stuff it full. I mean, I'm not timid about it because I want, this is obviously the plastic bag they were in. So I just don't want my towels absorbing all that water. I just feel like that would make the whole drying process a lot longer and maybe a little bit more conducive to mildew or something. I don't know. It is still slightly damp in there. I washed this like 2 days ago, so I'm going to let it air dry now for the last bit. But you can see, change this again. You can see like how beautifully it shaped now. It just really, and on the sides too. It's not crunching in anymore. So I really would recommend this for anyone who has a bag like this and they're a little concerned it maybe is collapsing a little bit. Sorry. Or it came really dented. What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? Just leave it. Inside, just everything looks good. The interior slip pocket, zipper pocket, everything's came through fine. And so, now I would just put these back on. How do I do that? And then add, I think it should go this way. Add one of the, oops. It's a little bit hard to get in there, but gets on eventually. There we go. So I just, do that on all the, I think I put this one on wrong. Probably would have to, yeah, it's not oriented right. But anyway, you get the concept that, it's very easy to take them off and put them back on. So that, I just thought it would be interesting for people to see, what you can do, because let's get a better shot again. It's really quite a difference. I mean, the only way I can keep this upright is by stuffing it with stuff in my closet. Like I said, I've been using, sometimes I use a smaller Vera item, sometimes I use big balls of yarn that I have. So I have storage problems, so that kind of kills two birds with one stone, right? Where do you keep all your yarn and all your Vera bags? Just smush them all together. Anyway, so I'm going to put this now. I'm going to do it with all the ones I haven't. I'm going to throw in the washing machine and reform them because, they'll get a little crunched again because of the storage issue in my closet. I don't have it's not a perfect situation where I can have all my Vera out lined up nicely on shelves, not touching. That's the dream. But it's certainly better than having them, fall over in half because they have that crease set in them. Before I end the video, I just wanted to talk about Ellie Blue a little bit because I've never really talked about this pattern, and it's so sweet. I mean, I think of it as a dressier pattern, which is why I feel like it's good. The pattern complements this bag style, which is a little bit dressier than some of the, totes and other bags, like the reversible tote, for example. This is kind of a more casual looking bag. But this is more formal looking and dressier looking. So this kind of a pattern that has very sharply rendered details, doesn't look hand done, this kind of pattern really goes well with this kind of bag. I love all the detail work right there in the yellow, this form here. All these big white flowers and the swirling foliage. Again, looks like Lily of the Valley there, which I which I love from poppy fields and also make me blush. But the great thing, and I guess you know where this bag would get its name from, are the elephants that are in the trim. This bag makes use of the smaller trim, but other styles of bag, some of the totes and the Laura bag, and other accessories make use of a wider band of this coordinating trim, so the elephants are even bigger, which is great. And I actually just found something yesterday of a thrift store. I had a thrift store incident, so I thought I would maybe do a video on that in the next day or two of my thrift store haul. Because I hit there right at the right time, I guess, when I just got a good shipment in. But anyway, and so I got something in LA blue with a bigger elephant trim, so I can show it. But just, you know, as I've said in other videos, anything with an elephant, I really have a hard time resisting. So like I definitely am going to need something in citrus, if people are familiar with that pattern. And I have the pink elephants, of course. So it's just great that they do that little bit of trim there on this bag. So this one definitely I want to do because, you know, in the washing machine, because it's, you know, you can see it's just creasing right there. And it's a shame. You want it to look its best. Anyway, I hope that was helpful for anybody who might be interested in this bag or have this bag and had, you know, not been throwing it in the washing machine. I don't know what that base is on the bottom there. I don't know whether it's cardboard or plastic. I mean, if it were cardboard, my guess would be that the bag, it would just turn into pulp in the machine. I can't imagine how it wouldn't. Just like a tissue, you know, in your pocket when you forget a tissue in your pocket in the laundry. But because I don't know what that base is, I'm sensitive to that, and so I'm not going to overwash them. You know, I'm not just going to continue to always throw them in the washing machine. I think I would, if I saw a spot on one, I would try to spot clean it first. But I just want to do this at least once with all of them because I want to try to reshape them because it really does help. So that was my washing tips, Vera Bradley washing tips for the Vera Bradley bag of the day. Thanks very much for watching.